Hokey Religion is an ancient weapon. Weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side.
Who are you?
I'm no one.
I was raised to do one thing, but I've got nothing to fight for.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
There are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it. The dark side. The Jedi.
Force. It's calling to you. Just let it in.
Welcome to Hokey Religion, the Star Wars podcast. This is Tyler, and Michael owes me $5.
This is Michael, and I guess so.
So, if you haven't seen it, you really shouldn't be listening to this. You should go watch what you just heard. That is the final trailer of Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and it was amazing.
Yes. Kylo's voice.
Kylo's voice, that when he's talking to the Darth Vader helmet. It's so dark. So
is that what's actually happening in that scene? He's just kind of there in his room or whatever.
Probably.
In his captain's quarters.
Exactly.
He's just talking to it.
Yeah. So if you missed what happened the last few days, over the weekend, rumors started to abound on the internet that the poster and the trailer were coming. Then it was officially announced this past Sunday, that they gave us the poster online, showing us the poster. And then said the trailer would be airing during halftime of Monday Night Football, which an odd time for a trailer, but at least it went online at the same exact time that it aired on TV.
Yeah, it was pretty synced up. I thought they were gonna have problems getting it up, or it'd be up like an hour later.
No, I was checking on Google at when halftime was starting, and as soon as it started, I refreshed YouTube, and there it was.
It's nice.
They also announced on Sunday, when they gave us the poster, they were saying that tickets were also going on sale on Monday, but never gave a time.
Right.
Which kind of difficult to plan your night that way.
The times were always just rumors, basically.
Yeah. And then that Monday afternoon, there were more theaters were showing times on sites like Fandango, but they were saying the tickets wouldn't be available till 10 p.m.
Right.
Thank goodness I was online hitting refresh.
Well, yeah, let's go through everything that happened. So yeah, we got on our laptops around like 7:30,
7:30, maybe
something like
that. Just checking just to see if the times have been put up and were grayed out, not available yet, things like that.
Because and that was based off of was that a rumor that we heard that
I started seeing people tweeting that they were able to buy tickets. The first tweet I saw was someone in Cincinnati.
And that was around like
I just
7,
bought tickets
right?
for my theater, my local theater. I was like, I should go just double check.
That was around about 7 o'clock.
Around 7:15, something like that. So
Yeah.
I got on, and I wasn't leaving my chair until I got my tickets because
Right.
I didn't want to miss it. And thankfully I didn't, because about 8 o'clock I kept refreshing, and the theater we're going to see it at, because we did get our tickets, and we'll
Yeah.
get to that. But the ticket we're going to see it at is the only true full-size IMAX theater in our area,
Right.
in Orlando.
Right.
And
Tell them where we are.
they know. And they weren't listing times for the 17th yet. There was nothing listed until Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Was the first date that showed times for The Force Awakens. So I was starting to get a little worried that they weren't going to show up.
Well, yeah. Well, we were texting back and forth the whole time, and
Yeah.
is when dates started appearing. It started appearing backwards from
Yeah.
like the 25th of December, I
Yep.
think.
And then I started getting some for the 24th showed up.
Did you see anything after that?
There may have been some. I really wasn't
I
looking.
can't remember.
I was trying to just refresh to see if they were updating sooner and sooner.
So we saw from like December 25th, and then you would refresh and you'd see the 24th, and then the 23rd.
All the way up till the 20th.
Yeah, so it stops at the 20th, and we're sitting there, both of us. So we were texting, and I go up and pull my laptop, so we're kind of doing this at the same time. I've got the IMAX site open. I've
Yep.
got
I have
the
3
Regal,
different ticketing sites basically open.
the
on my
Regal Movies
computer.
site open. I've
Yeah.
got Fandango open, and I'm refreshing all of these, trying different dates, all this stuff, and it stops at the 20th
Yep.
for this theater for the 17th at 7 p.m., which is when we wanted to go, and we're refreshing. Both of us are refreshing, and nothing's happening, and we start to
It's
get
about
worried.
8 o'clock, and that's when Fandango starts to get hit really hard. And if
Yeah,
you've been online, Fandango was down for a couple
Right.
hours.
And we start to see. Well, this was before this.
It was before it went fully hard down, but it started to be like you would get a 404 error every couple minutes. Like it wouldn't load the page.
Well,
every
yeah.
once in a while.
So before this, before we start doing all this, we start seeing times appear for other theaters in the area, not IMAX showings, just like 3D and other regular showings. So we're sitting here refreshing. We see the 20th. Fandango starts getting hit really hard. I'm getting like 503 errors from Fandango. They're like starting to crash. So we start to get worried. Well,
I
crap,
can't get
maybe.
Fandango to reload in one browser I was using, Firefox. I could not get it to reload.
Right.
I realized I had a minimized window of the same Fandango page in Microsoft Edge on Windows 10. I pulled that back up, hit refresh, and there it is. 17th, 7 p.m. It's lit up, ready for me to click to purchase.
Yeah, some weird caching problem, I guess.
Something.
But
so I click it, I bought it, got the confirmation email in a minute, and then right after I got my confirmation email, I went back to refresh the Fandango page just to see if like maybe it had sold out already, and Fandango was down.
the entire site
The entire site was down for pretty much everyone for
for a good
hour and a half.
No, because I was able to get to it about 10 minutes later.
Well, off and on, but then it was down pretty hard for a while after that.
Yeah. So I go back and ordered some more tickets for the same showing for some other people, and I get through that, and then Fandango goes down, and I can't get to it for the next probably 30 minutes or so.
By the time it comes back up,
That showing
that
is
showing
sold
was
out somehow. So I guess it was just our area that
Some people were getting to it somewhere.
right, but within. Gosh, it
Minutes.
had to have been like 15, 20 minutes, that showing. As soon as that date and time showed up, it was gone.
Yeah, if you've been online today and looking at anything related to the ticket release, it broke all the records.
Every
single
record.
one of them.
Not even ticket sales, just
not even
other
ticket sales,
records.
like records, like each website's records, movietickets.com, Fandango, AMC, like all of their websites was the most activity they've ever had and the most tickets sold in the shortest amount of time ever.
Yeah.
From Variety, Variety.com, they were saying that The Force Awakens established a new record, bypassing the Hunger Games, as to move the most tickets in first day of sales.
Yeah.
Fandango was reporting this, saying that it didn't just surpass the picture, it shattered. It didn't just surpass the Hunger Games, but it shattered the benchmark, selling 8 times over what the previous record Hunger Games sold.
Yeah.
So however many tickets Hunger Games sold in the first day of ticket sales, in a couple hours, Star Wars passed that 8 times over.
Yeah.
It was 95% of ticket sales on Fandango for that 24-hour period.
That's crazy. 95%. I mean, think of all the other movies.
Yeah, they had their
Is
site surged to 7 times
Is this
more
globally, or-
activity than their peak capacity.
Jeez.
Like their website's capacity, they were 7 times over that at one point.
And you got to imagine a place like Fandango that, you know, the kind of setup they have over there. It's just hard to imagine.
Pretty much every site that sold tickets broke at some point on Monday. AMC, Regal, all the sites were pretty much broken from the amount of tickets selling.
Yeah, I saw a statement released from the Alamo Draft House.
Yeah.
You probably saw the same thing, that they went out and apologized to everyone because, you know, they were relying on Fandango for some of their sales. They had an in-house sales system. Both of those went down, obviously, and people were leaving their houses and walking to the theater to actually buy the tickets in person. Yeah, and for some reason they were. I saw that people were complaining about angry. Having to do that.
Have to get up off their butt to go buy a movie ticket.
Oh boy.
But in that same article, the Alamo was saying they knew it was going to be bad, and they've spent 9 months preparing for it, and had made sure they had as good of a cloud operation as they could for ticket sales, and it still went down.
Still broke.
Yeah.
But I mean, to have a site like Fandango go completely down
giant,
too,
and you would think they would be prepared because they have a pretty hefty deal going on with many sites to sell the tickets. Because even IMAX forwards you to Fandango to buy tickets.
Well, yeah, I mean no
one was prepared.
Yeah. So for a site the size of Fandango to go down, I wouldn't feel that bad.
Yeah. So just based on ticket sales, the movie itself was already estimated to shatter box office records for opening weekend and gross.
Yeah.
I think the most recent box office weekend opening, that is the record, is Jurassic World, which was 216 million, I think.
Probably.
And Force Awakens is scheduled or estimated to be over 600 million opening weekend. But if you look at the Hunger Games, that was the previous high-selling ticket, that had an opening weekend of 115 million. And if Force Awakens pre-sale tickets for opening weekend sold 8 times over that
could be over
opening
$1 billion.
Weekend could already be just domestic over $1 billion.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's nuts.
This is for something that no one has seen or can see for the next 2 months.
And the estimated worldwide take for Force Awakens was estimated to be $2 billion.
Wow.
So if they're selling, if
domestic
true,
for the first day
if
is $1
domestic
billion,
box office opening weekend is $1 billion, they're gonna blow past $2 billion real fast.
That's, I guess, out of all the things we have to talk about, that is the least important and
that
the
was
most
a very
boring
exciting
part.
night, but that was prior to us even seeing the trailer.
Yeah.
Once we got the trailer, we were.
Well, I will say what you told me after you actually got the tickets.
Yep. I texted him. I said, if you were here, I would probably high five you and then hug you and jump up and down.
So I'm glad I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm glad I wasn't.
I would have done it too.
And he probably would have reached into my pockets and taken money out of it.
He owes me that $5 and I will get it.
Oh, for the trailer. Well, yeah, that was the trailer.
So yeah, later that evening we got the trailer, and it was amazingly good at not revealing or confirming anything.
Basically anything. I mean, there are a few little things. It
gave us a bunch of stuff without really having to give us too much.
Right.
As you heard, we piped in the audio there, and just to quote back what happened in the dialogue of the trailer. So it starts out with a woman's voice saying, "Who are you?" Now, according to...
Do you want to actually play it again, or do you want to...
I think it's all right.
All right.
They've seen it. So according to the Disney blog, Disney Insider, which is on the Disney.com domain, it's a Disney blog, official blog. They're saying the person that said "Who are you?" is Maz Kanata, the Lupita Nyong'o character.
Okay.
You have Rey replying with "I'm no one."
Right.
A little bit later in
with
the trailer,
her accent.
With her British accent, which
is interesting.
Is interesting, and we'll get to. You later, a little bit further in the trailer, you have Finn with his stormtrooper, helmet on. He takes it off, and then you hear his voiceover saying, "I was raised to do one thing, but I've got nothing to fight for."
Yep.
We're going
to talk about all this, right?
Yeah, we're going to go back and talk about all this because
he's reading a script.
Yes, exactly. You then have Kylo saying, looking like he's saying to a melted Darth Vader helmet, "Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started." Then you've got a little further, Rey says, "Those stories about what happened," to which Han replies, "It's all true, all of it. The dark side, the Jedi, they're real." Which he has that total look in his face of like, "I've seen stuff. You have no idea." And then it ends
it's the look of like Like,
yeah, you don't
just
even
a
know.
weathered.
Yeah, you don't know
Han
what I've
that's
seen.
been through a lot. Yeah.
And then it ends with another woman's voice, and again, Disney Insider said that was Leia saying, "The Force is calling to you. Just let it in." Whoever she's talking to. Yeah. So as far as
And then
Han
that
having
beautiful,
that look,
beautiful John Williams score over
music,
the logo at
the
the end.
music was so good. Just to finally have like a larger piece with music in it from John Williams was so great. Going back to what you're talking about, Han saying or looking like he's seeing stuff. I saw a meme today that had like the two images of the one from the trailer and then one from back when he was sitting on the Falcon saying those Jedi and Hokey religions and all that stuff, and then it's like then it shows what he saw in the future. He's like, I've seen the stuff and it's real. Oh my
It's
gosh.
real.
Yeah, like, completely affected by everything he's been through. So I think what we can do is just kind of go through the trailer. I took a bunch of screenshots of the trailer, basically every shot.
They're up on our Twitter account.
I posted a link to the Imgur album on Twitter.
Not like you couldn't get them anywhere else.
Not
but
like you couldn't, but at least I tried to compile everything for you.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot of stuff to cover as far as new edits to theories, maybe some new theories, some
Yeah, I've got a few
just kind
things
of
that I
what
want to just
stuff
kind of
that's
throw
brought
out.
about by this, and just some fanboying in general. Starting out with the poster alone.
Oh yeah, the poster. We didn't talk about that.
The poster's great. It's not by and the name escapes me.
Here we are, Hokey Religion.
Hokey Religion, where we
This
can't
is the
remember a
podcast.
name. This will be Ewok Eyelids next episode. Whoever made the art for the D23 poster.
I don't know, the painted ones.
Yes, it's not by him. It's actually by the guys who make the Marvel blockbuster posters.
And it looks incredible.
It does look really good, though. Very classic look. But you have... I don't know if it's just if it's an artistic choice or if it's actual...
If it means something.
If it means something. But you have Kylo on the left. You have got Finn on the right. You've got Rey right in the middle. In between the dark and the light.
With her staff.
With her staff
in
lined
parallel.
up perfectly with Kylo's blade.
Yeah.
So I don't know how symbolic that is, or if it's just the artistic choice, which obviously it looks great, so it could be. But
I mean, if you're going by just size of the characters on the poster, Rey is going to be
is
a
front and center.
Yeah,
and
very important character.
Past week, Kathleen Kennedy was saying that Rey is a very important character to the upcoming trilogy.
Yeah, she was saying that at one of the cons too, or one of the presentations. What do you call this? There
Panels?
Panels.
There you
Oh my gosh.
Was that at New York Comic Con?
It was at I don't remember which, I think it was D23 actually, because someone in the audience, it was whenever they were taking questions.
Okay.
And someone in the audience was asking about, or maybe it wasn't, there was some question. Somebody asked a question. I don't know if it was the moderator
women
or...
in Star Wars, right?
Yeah, and Kathleen Kennedy said that there are a lot of important female characters, and then kind of implied that...
But she specifically said Rey is a very important...
I don't know if she specifically said Rey, but she said there is a main important female character in the movie, and here's Rey. Yeah.
And then, of course, in the top right-hand corner, everyone freaked out, saying, "Oh my gosh, it's the new Death Star!"
It's the Death Star, man! It's another Death
If
Star.
you've kept up with anything regarding the movie, if you look at the official canon on StarWars.com at the databank, look up Starkiller Base. The description of Starkiller Base is an icy planet that was taken over as the stronghold for the First Order, and it has a super weapon on it, basically.
Yeah.
So this is Starkiller Base.
Right.
Icy planet. It looks like it splits in half to reveal a giant laser. Oh, and the databank does say that the weapon can destroy star systems.
Huh.
Not planets like Alderaan, but systems, which is
probably by
massive.
Making their sun go supernova or something
like that.
Yeah.
Which we're going to get to some screenshots that are going to go along with that. But starting out with the trailer, you've got Rey doing her scavenging thing with her awesome stormtrooper goggles.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's looking for something specific or if it's just showing us this is what her life is like type thing.
And this is she's exploring this abandoned Star Destroyer that's crashed on
in the desert.
Yeah, on Jakku. I guess that's when there's a shot of her like rappelling down on a rope into this big room. I guess that's a hangar.
It looks like the hangar.
Yeah, it looks like
just
a hangar.
covered in dirt and kind of askew. Shot after that, you have her walking through the desert with BB-8.
Yeah.
Right after exploring. My first thought is she finds BB-8 there hiding.
See, I don't know, because if BB-8 is Poe's droid, which we've talked about that before, right? And if BB-8 is somehow involved in holding Anakin's lightsaber, or knows where it is
Housing
at
it.
least, something. I don't know. I find it unlikely that he would be on the Star Destroyer.
Well, if he's looking for a place to hide, that's a pretty good place to hide.
But why would he be on Jakku without Poe?
I've been over this. No,
What?
my theory is, what I've said before is, I think Poe went to get the lightsaber. It's some reason it's on Jakku, and Poe knows it is. He goes to get it. Kylo knows Poe is going to get it.
Right,
Poe
and
finds
Kylo
it, hides it in
captures-
BB-8 because Kylo captures Poe as we.
What, and
have
just
seen.
shoots him to Jakku?
What do you mean?
Was he on? Was
They're
Poe
on Jakku.
Poe was just on
when he
Jakku.
gets captured, but he hides the saber in BB-8 before and says
Maybe.
take this, because he knows he's gonna get captured.
Yeah.
So, and there's some other stuff in the trailer that still leads me to believe BB-8 is definitely Poe's, I think.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I believe that too.
Okay. It goes to another shot showing. I mean,
Okay.
that's good.
Okay.
I'm glad you're on my side.
Whatever you want to think.
So it goes to another shot showing a ship taking off in the distance. In the foreground is what looks to be the foot cup of an AT-AT.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
that
realize
ship
that
in the
before.
distance. I don't know if
I don't
that
think
ship
it's
is important or if it's just this, because right after that scene it shows Rey kind of looking up wistfully out into the desert. Like, is that just like symbolic of her wanting to get off that rock?
Maybe.
Like she wants to get off Jakku. And
The ship doesn't look important. It looks like just
I
a
think so. Just
transport
a
or
random ship.
something. It reminds me of those passenger ships in Attack of the Clones
Okay, yeah.
that Anakin and Padme stow away on.
Oh yeah.
It looks
those like big, like almost like the space buses.
yeah,
Yeah.
space bus.
The space bus.
It looks like one of the. I probably isn't, but
So I mean, it seems kind of like she's done with the scavenging desert lifestyle. She wants something more.
her face when she kind of looked up like that, it reminded me of. Not reminded me, but the thing that struck me was it looked like she was recognizing somebody, or like she sees somebody that she wanted to see or something. I don't know.
It's possible.
I don't know, it could be anything. Like
Yeah,
we
I mean,
said, this trailer doesn't answer.
It doesn't really
anything,
answer
really.
much. It gives us a little bit, but it doesn't answer anything.
Right. Which
All right.
that's what you want, I guess.
I mean, it's of trailers these days typically just show you the entire movie.
right.
I mean, more often than not, a trailer just shows you all the good bits or all the important bits in the trailer to get
Yeah.
you to come see it. It probably is showing important stuff, but you have no idea what any of it means.
Yeah.
Like JJ made sure of that with this.
If you were coming into it knowing nothing about the movie, yeah, it doesn't really.
It piques your interest.
It makes
doesn't
you want to
answer
see
enough.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's really the crowd they were going for, airing it in halftime of a football game on Monday Night Football.
During sports time.
Yeah. So you've got Rey on Jakku doing her scavenging thing. It cuts to another of those shots of the First Order standing in front of their big tower. Looks
Yeah.
like General Hux is giving a speech up there.
Yeah. I tried listening to that section a couple times because there's
You
like
can hear him talking in the
yeah,
distance.
but you can't tell what he's
Can't make
saying.
it out though.
It's so distant.
But it's on a snow planet, again, assumed to be Starkiller Base
Yeah.
because that's where their stronghold is. It cuts to a
very interesting shot.
a very cool shot, I think, of the Stormtrooper armor with blood streaks on the helmet, which
Yeah.
you would have never gotten blood on a Stormtrooper in previous Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
There was never blood in previous Star Wars movies. You got a
No.
cut off, cauterized like nub of an arm or hand, but that was about it.
Well, no. In A New Hope, in the original, I think it's in the special edition too, when Obi-Wan cuts off.
I guess there's a little bit of blood there.
Crap. What's its name?
Ponda Baba
Is that his name?
or Dr. Cornelius.
Cornelius?
Yeah, it's his name.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. I guarantee you.
I'm almost certain that's his name.
It's Evan something. Well, here we have laptops right
Yeah,
here.
we do.
It's no, it's not. Dr.
I'm
Cornelius
gonna look
is
it up
from.
right now. I have the Star Wars trading card app on my phone, and I have his card to be as nerdy as possible, and I'm going to show you exactly the card.
No,
Nope.
No,
Shut up.
no.
That's right. No, I'm right.
no,
Promise
you're not.
you.
No, you're not. It was.
Nope.
We have to keep talking. We can't just.
I can cut to it. Nope. Shut up.
Wait, I'm trying to say something.
Nope.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
Good.
No, dang it. What? Crap, what was I going to say? We were talking about blood.
Dr. Cornelius.
Oh, Evanson.
Evanson.
Cornelius?
His
Really?
name is Dr. Cornelius. That's that
I only ever knew
guy
his last
talking at
name.
the bar in the cantina.
They made up his first name.
That's his name. That's
Dr. Cornelius.
That's canon.
He's from the
nope.
the stop motion Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer thing.
No. His name is Dr. Cornelius. That's the guy in the cantina on Tatooine.
They made up his name for that card.
That's what his name
I only
is.
ever knew him as Evanson.
You knew him by his last name
Evanson.
only.
Whatever.
I'm on a first name basis. Anyways, so speaking of
stupid.
blood, we have the
That's
stormtrooper.
stupid. Dr. Cornelius?
Yeah, Dr. Cornelius. That's his name.
That's a canon Star Wars character.
Yes.
Dr. Cornelius.
Dr. Cornelius.
Ay. What are we doing? What are we
No
doing
idea.
with our lives?
Anyways, so in the trailer, we've got the stormtrooper armor with blood streaked on it. The helmet gets pulled off. It's Finn looking super freaked out. Like he's just done with whatever just happened.
Yeah, like
get
he
that
can't.
blood on
He
him.
can't. He's just overwhelmed.
He can't deal with it
basically,
anymore.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if he just come to the realization of what the First Order's making him do, which we're going to see in a little bit, is where I think this takes place shortly after, is further in the trailer. But moving from that, it goes straight to a TIE fighter getting shot out of the sky.
Oh, by the way, Obi-Wan cuts
Yes.
off Ponda Baba's arm.
Ponda
Not,
Baba's arm. That's the first
not
name I
Dr.
said.
Cornelius.
That's the first name I said.
I know, but I thought it was the other guy because he was the one who actually started to get like violent with Luke.
Yeah, he was the violent one. Dr. Cornelius just had the mouth on him, who was like,
Right.
"Rah,
Yeah,
I don't like you either.
I'm a wanted man.
Yeah, that guy.
I am
Dr.
a
Cornelius
death
is a
sentence on
wanted
12
man.
systems. Yeah.
Anyways, we got a TIE fighter getting shot out of the sky right near a Death Star. Or not Death Star, wow. Right near a Star Destroyer. The TIE shot, it's
You too? Don't tell me you're one of these. Oh, you're talking about Star Destroyer. Okay.
Star Destroyer, not a Death Star. I accidentally said Death Star.
I know.
TIE gets shot right by a Star Destroyer. It starts to crash towards a planet.
The
which
Finalizer, as
looks
we
like-
discussed
yes,
before.
Finalizer.
A sweet name.
It crashes towards Jakku.
Wait. So going
Yeah.
back to that real quick. I tried to. Well, I mean, yeah, the
Tried to look in the
screenshot's pretty
cockpit?
good. No, well, you did.
I did.
I didn't do that, but I did try to find out why. Why does it explode? Did the Finalizer shoot it? Is there another?
I'm assuming it's getting shot, but it cuts to that scene like on impact of whatever hit it.
Right, so you can't
So
tell
you can't
what
tell
it is.
what's shooting it.
All you see,
Again,
like you
not
have
answering any questions.
like you have in the screenshot here, all you can see is like the kind of light
The
blue
first
flash.
all you get is the first burst of whatever hit its wing, and then it crashes down towards Jakku.
So I want to talk about my new theory, which is probably not true, as we've already talked about.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's fun to entertain the idea that Finn was out on patrol or something, because we don't see anything else in the shot except the Finalizer way in the background and this tie. So
Which then crashes down towards Jakku.
if, like we were saying before, he is running because, you know, a bunch of crap went down in the hangar bay, which we saw in the teaser, you know, some tie shooting up what looked like a hangar bay, which I'm assuming is the Finalizer.
Yeah.
If he's not doing that, if he's not running and he's just out on patrol or whatever and gets hit, and my thought is, you know, maybe he just gets abandoned or something. I don't know.
If there's some other kind of battle happening that causes him to get shot.
Right, and he just kind of crash lands on Jakku.
I mean, yeah.
Because we hear him say in the trailer, like we've already talked about, you know, I have nothing to live for anymore.
basically,
so-
like I only know one thing and I have nothing to fight for.
Right. It's fun to entertain that idea,
Yeah,
but
there's-
like we've already talked about, there's that thing in the teaser where someone's shooting up a hangar bay.
Mm-hmm.
There's, you know, this shot of him previously looking like some stuff went down, like, oh, I've got to get out of this. You know, like that kind of
someone's
face.
getting away from the Finalizer. It's either Poe, him, or him and Poe. I'm still
Maybe
in the camp of Finn and Poe.
Poe kidnaps Finn.
Could be.
That's possible. As like, I don't know why they
I
would
don't know
care
why,
about one
yeah.
random stormtrooper, but
Yeah, I still think it's
and that
Finn
doesn't
helping Poe escape.
and that doesn't match up with Finn possibly wanting to just get out of it.
Yeah, because right after we see that tie heading towards Jakku, it cuts to a scene of Finn in the desert, standing kind of up on
Looking abandoned.
standing up on a hill, looking down into a desert little town, assuming that's where Rey is. But he's standing there wearing all black, except for in his hand is Poe's jacket, which we've seen before, that they have the matching jacket. Mm-hmm. He has Poe's jacket in his hand.
Yep.
So Poe was with him in that crash. He
Maybe,
took the
or
jacket
he
from
just
him.
stole it from Poe's belongings on the finalizer or something.
I'm
I
leaving.
don't
Give
know.
me your jacket.
I mean, think about it. That's probably the only non-Imperial or non-First Order clothing on that ship,
It's true. I don't know, but he has the jacket.
other than
post.
his tight little jumpsuit.
his black Under Armour. Literally, it's his
Under Armour.
Yeah. But yeah, he has the jacket
Oh,
right
I get
after.
it.
Supposedly, this is right after the crash.
I get it.
You get the joke.
Under Armour.
So I'm still in the camp of he helps Poe escape. They
Yeah, that's
crash.
probably
Something
true.
happens with Poe. He ends up with his jacket to help him hide,
Yeah,
basically.
that's probably
help
true.
him fit in with the town.
Bottom line, something happens where Finn is like, I'm done with this. I'm
Yeah,
not with the First Order anymore.
Yeah, something happens to make him
To sever
make him
that
leave.
tie.
And again, later in the trailer, I think we see pieces of what causes that to take place. Right after that, we cut to a probably the finalizer, the bridge of the finalizer, with a patented J.J. Abrams lens flare.
Yes.
But it's an acceptable lens flare. I think
Back.
they're coming back. They never left.
Yeah, I guess this is technically leaving because there are far fewer lens flares in this trailer than any other
It's true, but you
than
get
any
a
other movie.
badass shot of
He's
Kylo
done.
from the back, looking out from the bridge. And then cuts to a close of his face, and that's when he's talking about, "I will continue what
Yeah.
what you were doing."
That red glow, by the way, going back real quick, it looks like a weapon heating up,
Looks like a weapon. Which we
or
see
maybe it's a star exploding or
we
something.
also see some red things happen in a short scene a little further.
Oh yeah,
So the cuts to Kylo's face, close in on his helmet, talking about I'll finish what you started, which shows the melted Vader helmet.
which by the
like, on
way,
a pedestal, like it's his his trophy, basically
yeah.
his artifact, since he's so
By the way,
into Vader.
this shot, well, the shot of Kylo, dead on with his hood back,
Mm-hmm.
and then what you're about to get to here, it's just so. I mean, it's real. There's a real set behind him
Yeah.
with real lights and stuff. This mask is completely real. His costume just looks amazing. It's the perfect.
Something he's done
right
great with
vibe.
all of these teasers and all of these trailers. There hasn't been a CG creature really. I mean, there might be some CG droids. There
There's
hasn't been,
plenty
like,
of CG in this trailer.
Yeah, there's. I
Later
mean,
on.
the ships and the battles obviously are all CG, but
Yeah.
the lightsabers, things like that. But
that red droid that we're about to see.
as far as like people
maybe.
and characters and things, there hasn't been like a CG.
Yeah, everything feels real and tangible.
There's no Jar Jar in this trailer. That is obviously not a real suit or anything like that.
Right.
There's not a CG
There's
person.
nothing floppy.
Which we know Maz Kanata. We know Maz Kanata is a CG character, and we know supposedly Snoke is a CG character.
At least they did some kind of motion capture for him.
Yeah,
For both
we know
of them.
Maz Kanata is pretty much fully CG, and we knew we weren't going to see her until the movie, which she doesn't appear in the trailer. But I like that, like you said, there's just such a realism to it because it's all right there. It's all tangible. Right after talking to that Vader helmet of how he'll finish what he started, which finish what you started, what Order 66?
Yeah, Vader's
Of taking out
quest
the
to
Jedi?
exterminate the Jedi. Yeah, that's what I took from that.
Yeah, that's what
I'll
that's
finish
I'm
what you
assuming.
started. I'll hunt down the last Jedi
Yeah.
and wipe him out.
It cuts to Kylo forced interrogating Poe.
Yeah.
Basically, like waving his hand over his face, and Poe freaks the hell out in obvious pain from whatever he's doing to him. Either probably trying to get a vision out of him of where the lightsaber is, I'm assuming.
Something like that. Yeah. That's such an emotional point in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's so. Oh my
But
God.
it fades
So good.
from Poe screaming to this red mist like of these trees just getting blasted away.
Yeah, it looks like a
And
nuclear
it's a
explosion.
very fast shot, and it's gone. It fades to and cuts out.
Shockwave.
Yeah, it's a shockwave of, like you said, then that on that bridge, that red glow of almost like something charging up or something shooting. I think that's as you see in the poster too, you see Starkiller Base has that on the side of it, that big, what looks to be a weapon, big red glowing hole of a weapon. I'm assuming this is the blast from Starkiller Base.
Yeah, either this is a
whatever it does.
planet exploding, or maybe it's the weapon charging up and, it's a cloud of
something. But yeah, I
air.
definitely
I
think
don't
that's
know.
some kind of result
It's
of that
Starkiller
weaponry.
Base related somehow.
I think it's related to that
It's
weapon.
got to be.
You get some shots of the Millennium Falcon flying around, which are always awesome. That's where this
Which looks like it's being piloted very skillfully.
very well.
So maybe it is Han
I think
flying
it is.
it. I mean, we've talked about this before.
So you get some more shots of the Millennium Falcon flying with Tyus chasing it in the desert. Cuts to scene in the Millennium Falcon
Yep.
with Finn and Rey, and that's where she's saying, are the stories basically, like, are the stories true?
Yeah.
And that's where Han, the shot of Han saying, yeah, it's real.
Yeah, I was there.
All of
kid.
it. The dark side, the Jedi,
Yeah.
all of it's real.
So something we were talking about before, Rey's possible relations to
Yes.
people. I think this is another reason why we can say that's not true, because she's asking Han about these stories, and you would think if she was around with Han and Leia,
so
she
it's
would
been
know.
30 years. She's less than 30 years old, obviously.
Yeah, she's probably in her the same age Luke was, so like
Lower
20,
20s.
18, something around there. Yeah.
Depending on how long Luke's been in hiding, if she is someone's child, they were bedtime stories, and she has no proof of it.
But she wouldn't be asking this for the first time right now.
No, but they've always been stories to her as a child. If say I go with my theory of she is related to somebody, Han, Leia, something like that.
Yeah.
If Luke had left long before she was born, or long enough before she was born, for there to be no proof for her that any of this is real, this magic, this force to be real, because no one else has the force that we know of.
Okay. So you're
She's been just told these stories as a child over and over.
and just assume they've
And
been
like
stories.
these stories, are they actually, I was a kid, you told me they were real. Are they really real?
So something happens, you're saying either something Han is telling them on the Falcon or something they witness to make her wonder, well, wait a second. Does that mean all this stuff
is
you
that
told
all
me
really
is...
actually true?
It's possible, I guess.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. But like we mentioned earlier, she does have her British accent,
Yeah.
which Han doesn't have a British accent for certain.
Yeah.
And Leia
Leia has a tinge of one in this trailer.
This is true. In the trailer at the end, that person saying the Force is calling, let it in.
But it could just be
It has a pretty Britishness to it. That
a Britishness.
Yeah, it has that English accent to it.
It could be
so
maybe.
It's possible.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, she's
Again,
never
we have
been.
no idea why she would be on Jakku, why she'd be away from Han and Leia.
She's never had that accent before, so I don't know why she would pick it up.
She went in and out of it in the original trilogy.
As some
It
parts.
was back and forth. It was more like regal snobbiness,
Yeah, maybe.
but maybe they're actually trying to
An
bring back that
Alderaan
British
accent.
accent. Yeah.
I don't know.
So I mean, that's what I get from it. It could either be just this person that's like, "Hey, I live on the Outer Rim. Is that all that stuff that happened far away actually something that happened?" Or I get that feeling of, could it be like if she's a child
Yeah,
of one of
maybe.
these people? Hey, those stories you told me all those times, is that actually true?
Yeah. I still like the idea. I mean, because she does say earlier, I'm nobody.
Like she could just be nothing.
And there's
just from nothing. Of
She's just a
nothing,
scavenger
just a
on
person.
Jakku. Just like Luke was. Just, a person that was caught up in something bigger than she is.
And like we've seen, like we
Person
mentioned,
person caught up in something bigger
Yeah.
than her.
Than
yeah,
herself,
that's what I'm
yeah.
trying to say.
Like we mentioned earlier, Kathleen Kennedy says, that she's a big female character. She's the main character on the poster, basically.
She's an important female
Yes.
character, not
She's-
a big one.
Yeah, thank you. She's the big, like the main feature of the poster, almost front
Yeah.
and center.
Yeah. And a lot of
The
the
more
shots
and
in
more
this
I get from
trailer
this-
feature her.
The more and more I get from this, she's the new Jedi.
I think so.
Or
Or at least-
like we mentioned before, I think Finn knows how to use a lightsaber.
Yeah,
Maybe he was trained with one, but I don't think he's the one that ends up with that lightsaber.
I think she's the one who's going to be on that path to becoming a Jedi.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she's the one with the Force
Yeah.
who's discovering this. Yeah.
And I mean, we can go over that some more later. Let's continue through the trailer. The next shot is probably my favorite shot of the entire trailer. It cuts to this group of 7
Yeah.
in a rainstorm, lightning.
It's so cool.
Kylo's got his blade ignited. This is the Knights of Ren.
It's got.
I think there's no question about it.
If you look at the masks,
They
that
all
they're
have
wearing,
like unique masks and helmets,
Yeah.
but sort of similar.
but they're
Similar
all in
style,
completely,
but all unique.
all completely black.
All in black.
Yeah.
All with different forms of weapons.
Yeah.
Kylo's
The,
the one with the saber, obviously.
The guy in the back, he's my favorite. The guy with the looks like a cricket bat.
Oh, yeah, it's like a giant cricket bat. Yeah, it looks like a giant cricket bat.
So either he's like the Star Wars Bear Jew, or he's that's a Shaun of the Dead reference. Maybe that's Simon Pegg. I don't know.
That'd be really funny. And for those that don't know the character, the Bear Jew, would you please tell them what that is, before we get hate mail from everyone?
It's from Inglourious Basterds.
It's from Inglourious Basterds.
You should know what that is.
I know what it is.
Okay.
I'm just making sure. So anyone
There's a
that
character-
suddenly gets angry in Inglourious Basterds, there is a character that goes by the name the Bear Jew.
And he's like
He's
the
a
super,
giant dude that just beats the crap out of people.
Yeah, super badass. He's got a giant bat and he
Yeah.
beats Nazis to death.
Exactly. So just to get that out of the way, send your letters straight to Michael.
Freaking people better know what
I would
Inglourious
hope so.
Basterds.
Inglourious Basterds is
Go
great.
watch that movie.
But yeah,
You've
has
seen
to
this
be-
trailer, so go.
Yeah, now go watch something else. But this has to be the Knights of Ren. You've got, the unique helmets that are slightly similar, all in
Yeah.
black, all with various weapons. Kylo front and center with his amazing lightsaber, which just looks cooler and cooler every time I see it.
Yeah, especially at the end. We'll get to
I
that.
mean, even though we've seen the saber, once or twice in teasers,
Mhm.
it seems even more complete now. Like, seeing it in this trailer, it seems like that's the final version of that shot. Like, that is probably, that's what it's going to look like in the movie. Whereas before, even in like the snow and some of the other times, I don't know, it looks fuller now to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, obviously we know the movie's done shooting and they have the runtime set, so they almost have a complete version of the movie done.
They do.
So we know
Yeah.
these are the final shots, but I don't know, to me, just the color, just the fullness.
I think
of
seeing it in context of these shots
See it
that
in
are
more
actually from the
context.
movie, yeah, it makes it look
Probably.
more real, I guess.
But yeah, I didn't. This is probably the one thing that I didn't expect to get from the trailer. I never really expected. I don't know why. I never expected much to come from the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was going to be kind of just a quick backstory.
Like, hey, these are the Knights of Ren. Kylo trained with them. Kylo's now a badass. Let's focus on Kylo.
So I wonder if this means they're.
And you
I
see,
mean, they're
scattered-
together for something.
Something. I mean, what you see scattered around them is what looks like bodies everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's true. I never noticed.
It
that
looks
before.
like they just took out tons of people.
Yeah.
It could be a flashback to something with him in the Knights of Ren. It could be something current.
Yeah.
No idea. Because we don't see them anywhere else in the trailer.
That's so cool.
But it's one of the best shots.
Yeah.
It's very just like a war movie.
Yeah.
That shot of them in the mud, in the rainstorm, like bodies around them, like after the battle. It's very like, I don't know,
looks
Saving
so
Private
cool.
Ryan type, just like.
There's a guy in the back, right directly to the right of Kylo in the second screenshot. Not that one. That one there.
This guy?
No, the guy. Yeah, him right there. Well, obviously, no one can see what we're pointing at.
but
It's the guy directly to the right of Kylo, kind of in the background a little. His mask looks like the droid operating the Bacta tank in Empire.
oh, yeah, you're right.
I knew what the insignia was at
Yeah,
some
it
point.
does look kind of like that.
The healer droid.
It's something with a B1, something like that.
Hold on.
But anyways, cutting from the Knights of Ren, supposedly the Knights of Ren,
The medic droid. Some kind of
we have the shot we've seen before of the X-Wings flying over the water.
Mm-hmm.
But we get to see a little bit of a different angle of where they're going. They are flying over the water straight towards some ruins with a bunch of stormtroopers in it.
Yep.
And by the way, that droid's name is 2-1B.
1B. Yeah. Good job.
And so these X-Wings are flying over the water towards some ruins on, obviously this doesn't look like the ice planet because there's liquid water.
Yep.
Wherever these ruins are, a bunch of stormtroopers there are hanging out. The X-Wings are flying towards them in a really cool shot of them like right on the water with all the mist around them. It's a really sweet shot.
Ruins of the place with the temple, maybe?
ruins of the place where Maz Kanata hangs out with the
Yeah, the temple thing.
with the pirate den.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll get to that too.
The
because-
lighting and everything is
Yeah.
kind of consistent,
Yeah, it is.
I guess.
Or
It's consistent with the next screenshot, which is we see Poe climbing out of his signature black X-Wing on what looks like the new Resistance base.
Yeah, there's people kind of rushing around everywhere.
Right.
There's actually a lot of stuff in the background of this shot. But yeah, Poe hops out of his X-Wing. He walks by Finn, kind of like pats him on the, kind of like, gives him a shoulder nudge.
Yeah,
like
like-
go get him.
Like, hey, you'll be fine, kid.
Yeah, kind of like that with Luke in the
Yeah.
New Hope type
Yeah.
thing. And then Finn continuing to walk, kind of looking like okay, like he's about to.
He
get
looks
into
a little
something
lost.
that
I don't know.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
very lost. Like
I wonder if he's heading
he's
towards
so
the Falcon.
used to the New Order. I think just like this form of maybe unorganization.
I don't know.
Or just like what am I about to do? What did I get myself into? Type thing.
I have no idea.
But in a couple of these shots, there's stuff in the background, just little hints of stuff. In one shot, you can see behind Finn, right when Poe gives him the shoulder bump, you can see in the back, you can see PZ,
Yeah.
PZ-4CO,
Which is rumored to be Leia's helper droid.
like the tactician droid, Leia's helper droid.
Yeah.
And another shot, once it pans around, it shows Finn. When he turns around, you can see the Falcon in the back.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get a screenshot of it, but I saw this a little bit later today. That when it pans a little bit more, you can see Nian Nub in the background too.
Oh, really?
The actor that plays him actually tweeted saying, "Hey, there I am."
Oh, wow.
So he's in the background there too.
I know he's in this movie.
He's still around. Yeah.
Going back to that shot real quick, this location is one of the very first leaked
Like leaked shots.
location shots
That
that we
overhead.
saw from England,
Like those plane. Somebody was flying a plane
Yeah.
overhead and saw.
where there was a full size Falcon
Mm-hmm.
there. There were a couple X-wings littered around, some tarps trying to cover stuff.
Yeah, and then they have like
that's
almost like
this-
hangars built into the sides of hills.
Yeah, but that's this location right
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
It's pretty sweet.
On some forest planet,
Yeah,
wherever their base is.
yeah.
It cuts back to another battle scene of X-wings fighting TIEs. Again, looks like it's over ruins. Probably that same place where they were flying over the water before.
Smoldering ruins. So a recent
Yeah, already
battle
destroyed
happened there.
ruins.
I love in that shot when the X-wing's chasing the TIE, how it's shooting it and it's just kind of ripping it apart, just like eating it up.
Yeah,
And
just
it's
the
not like
detail.
like how it's been, I guess, for the original trilogy and maybe even the prequels, where things just kind of explode.
Like one shot explosion.
Right.
Type
It's not
thing.
like little models flying around. This looks
Yeah.
so real. It just looks so good.
It's just the detail put into it and the attention to that. Because even the earlier shot of the TIE crashing towards Jakku with just like the holes torn in the wings and just the bits of it flying off.
Yeah.
Instead of that, you shoot a TIE and it just blows up in a ball of fire instantly. That we got most of the time.
It just looks so good.
Yeah. So this is where the trailer starts to really clip through scenes, just little pieces of stuff. You get that shot we've seen before where Finn and Rey and BB-8 are in the desert and there's that big explosion in front of them.
Which I think is Rey's speeder.
Yeah, you can see a piece of like an engine or something blowing up off to the right.
Yeah.
But then it shows
They're running towards whatever it was and they stop suddenly as it
Yeah, I
explodes.
think we saw that in one of the previous teasers too. But just their faces in response to that explosion was like an oh crap, but it almost seems like a concerned oh crap. Either I don't know if just something or someone was affected by that explosion.
Yeah, I
I don't know. They seem to be a little more concerned about what just happened instead of it
Something
just
was on
blowing
that
up a
speeder that they did not want to explode.
Maybe, I don't know. It then cuts to a pretty cool shot that's made its rounds online today of Han and Finn
and
BB-8. Is that Rey in front of Finn?
Yeah, I think so.
You can't really tell who's walking in front of
Zoom
Finn.
in
It
on the
looks like Rey.
screenshot. This will be great for all the listeners
exactly.
who can't see what.
I
Yeah,
think,
it looks like
it's
Rey. Yeah,
And then you've got a new droid standing there to the walking by on the right.
there's a figure of that's being
Really?
released. I think. I don't remember what the droid is called though.
I've seen that one. But there are a bunch of like flags hanging overhead.
Yeah.
And fans have gone through and found. You should see right center at the top. You'll see the mythosaur, which is the insignia that we know from Boba Fett, which is a symbol from Mandalore.
Yeah, it's a Mandalorian, traditional symbol.
Yes. But a lot of the other flags, someone online has found a lot of them are like pod racer symbols.
Yeah.
Anakin's is actually up there.
Oh, is it really?
Bulba's, a bunch of the other guys are just strewn about. So I think, it's just Easter egg stuff, just little hints of stuff that it's fun for them to be there. But I like, again, that attention to detail of putting stuff in like that. And this building they're walking towards, it looks kind of like a little fort, like an old fort type place.
Yeah, it does. Something very old.
Which Maz Kanata's pirate den is supposed to be kind of like a pirate castle, right? Wasn't it kind of described before as almost like a castle?
I don't remember. I never heard a description of it before.
You'll actually see the shape of the door and the thing above it. We actually previously, the very first Entertainment Weekly article where it had the first character photo shoot, you had Phasma and Kylo and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shot of Phasma standing in front of some ruins that I am almost 100% is this door.
Huh. Ruins that you should mention are they're ruins.
They're ruins in that photo.
It looks like the half of the building is completely gone.
The top
Everything
half
is
gone.
blackened.
You basically just have the door and a couple feet above it in the picture with Phasma.
Right.
So it's this place, I think, from this shot with Han and Finn and Rey walking in, but it's later destroyed. So I'm assuming that Kylo Ren and the First Order come down on Maz Kanata maybe while they're all there, while he's trying to hunt them down.
Maybe they're on their trail.
Yeah, and attacks. Yeah, I don't know. And really, we don't know too much about Maz Kanata still. We're not going to see her until the movie. But we don't really know why they're going to see her for any specific reason. I know some spoilery things that came out in synopsises a while back, but that's so grain of salt that it's not really, I think, important at this point.
Sure.
But it's cool. The thing I did get out of this shot too is where's Chewbacca?
I don't know. Back with the Falcon. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, just Chewie's missing from walking with Han and Finn and Rey.
We only see him once in the trailer. I
guess it's typical for Chewie to stay with the ship too when Han goes and does stuff. But I don't know. It could be.
Important. He's not in the shot with Han inside the Falcon.
That's true.
Where Han's talking to people.
He's probably piloting at that point.
Who knows where he is?
We get right after that. Again, it's just like flipping through one shot things at this point in the trailer. We get that same shot again of that robotic hand being placed on R2.
Yep.
Which again, in this trailer, other than this, we never saw C-3PO. We still haven't seen C-3PO in a trailer. And we've never seen R2.
Which is odd.
We've never seen R2 and C-3PO together, either.
I've seen them. It's funny because all the promotional stuff
images
show them together.
But we've never seen C-3PO so far in a trailer or teaser. And the only thing we've seen of R2 is with the hand going on.
Maybe because they don't want to show his arm too closely or something.
We've seen it in every...
I'm just guessing. I have no idea why he hasn't been...
I still think this is Luke touching R2
with
his robot hand. Now, obviously to the left, as you've seen before in this shot, it looks like there's fire. You can see sparks coming off. It could be a flashback. It could maybe be some kind of vision that's being seen by somebody.
He's on like Mustafar or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Right after that, it cuts to Kylo's commanding shuttle, his transport landing in what looks to be like a tiny little village. It looks like there's like little huts that look a lot like the Tusken Raider huts that Anakin attacks.
It's some little like
rage.
Sand village. It looks like
like a little desert village.
But something I wanted to mention was the flying like embers. Just kind of the environment looks similar to the shot with Luke. What we're thinking is Luke.
Yeah,
the guy with the hand.
The hand on R2. There's embers in that shot, and there's embers in this shot because that little sand village, assuming it's sand, is burning.
Yeah.
You see First Order troops everywhere. You see Phasma again just walking by. All we've seen of her is walking. I don't know if she can shoot her gun or do any action. I hope she can, but so far they're just showing her walking by.
She loves to walk.
Yeah.
So maybe they're, ravaging this village looking for Luke. Maybe they're trying to dig up.
And when I mentioned earlier about
Luke
what I thought what caused Finn to kind of flip about like, what am I doing?
Yeah, maybe he was involved in this attack.
This like attack on these harmless people that live in huts.
We're assuming it's a village. We're assuming they're harmless people.
Our podcast is built on assumptions. There's little huts. They have to be defenseless people. They apparently wiped them out because everything's on fire and it's just troops walking around.
Right.
I think this is when Finn kind of has that breakdown of like, what am I doing with these people?
Yeah.
what good is this?
Yeah.
What this is not a better purpose type
Right.
thing.
I mean, there's a lot of when you saw his helmet earlier. There's a lot of, along with the blood, there's dirt and stuff on it.
Yeah.
So it could be the same.
In the same
environment.
village, at least, assuming there's embers still flying, you see a shot of Kylo Ren basically walking up and
with his lightsaber.
head over, slashing down to it. You can see he's hitting somebody
Yeah.
down there. Don't know who.
Right.
Probably interrogating someone, trying to find information about, have you seen these people? No. Okay, I kill you. But yeah, so I think that's where Finn kind of has his change of heart.
It seems likely. Yeah.
Yeah. This next shot has been a source of much debate online today. It's a shot of Rey crying. At first, it looks like I thought she was just hiding behind something crying. Pretty much everyone agrees what she is bent over and behind is a body.
It looks like
right
it.
to
I can't
the
tell.
bottom left, right in front of her, where like her hands are, looks
Yeah.
like a leather jacket. It looks more like
Maybe.
the color of the Finn Poe jacket, but it could also be Han. We see Han wearing a brown, darker brown leather jacket too.
I don't know.
On the right side of the screen, it could either be background foliage or foreground something hairy, like a Chewbacca. Some people have said it looks like the bandolier on the right hand side. Or it could be someone's hair. Like that could be the head on the right and that could be the jacket on the left.
Yeah. I almost don't want to think about that because
I know.
it could be a really pivotal moment in the movie.
It could be, but like you see in the background, you see there's trees. They look a lot like the trees where Kylo and Finn are fighting in the snow.
Yeah.
Which
It could be.
I'll get back
It
to
looks like
that.
it's nighttime, whatever it is.
yeah, I'll come back to some theories with that one too, with like the last shot of the trailer. We see a shot after that of Chewie, Finn, and Han with their hands behind their, up behind their head, like they were captured
At
and then
ruins.
At
It's
ruins
important
again,
to
more
mention,
ruins
yeah.
with trees around.
Yep.
But they're bringing their hands down like they're surprised by something that just happened.
Is that what's happening? I can't remember.
Either they see something, see somebody,
Okay.
or something happens where they bring their hands down like, okay. What the heck? Yeah, I'm not really sure. They all have a very surprised look on their face. I really have there's again, no answers. There's nothing really to go on with that. Something pivotal's happening. Then it cuts to a snow planet with BB-8 in the back of an X-Wing. In Poe's X-Wing, assumedly, because I really do think it's Poe's droid.
It's a black X-wing, so it's someone
is
in
the
Black
black-
Squadron.
well,
so probably.
Poe is the leader of Black Squadron.
Well, yeah, but I think aren't all the X-wings in Black Squadron black,
Yes.
or is it just Poe's?
I think they all are.
Okay.
But Poe's the leader.
But it's BB-8 in there.
It's BB-8
I see,
in
or
there.
a
And then
model.
it cuts to that shot that we have seen before of Poe in the cockpit of the X-Wing.
Yeah.
Then it cuts to a wide shot of where they're at in the
But
snow.
actually, the shot where it cuts to Poe right there is the shot where we see his X-wing over the water. I think because
Is
you
it?
can see the water behind him.
Maybe
it
could also be the snow, the white snow in the background too.
It could. I think it's the water. I
So the
can't
shot with
remember.
BB-8 and the X-Wing, it's snow in the background, and you can see what looks to be a trench.
Yep.
It then cuts to Poe in the cockpit. It then cuts back to a wide shot of a fight on a snow planet with a bigger shot of the trench.
Yep.
This is 100% Starkiller Base.
Yeah, and you can see in the background too, like over here,
Yeah.
you can see like little platforms and other little metal
Stuff hidden
things,
in the snow,
like built
basically.
into the terrain.
This has to be Starkiller Base. There's a trench. It looks to be a fairly small sized, like the width of it is not very wide compared to what we see in the top right hand corner of the poster.
At least from this distance, it doesn't look wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either it opens up, like in
Yeah,
the
I'm
planet,
pretty
or, like,
sure.
the planet splits apart and the entire planet is a weapon.
I don't think the
This-
planet moves. I think that's part is kind of built into it. But yeah, it could just be that side of the planet that's
That
thick.
opens up wider.
Maybe it doesn't open up. Maybe it's just always like that, and it
could
just
be.
thins out on the other
But yeah,
side
there's
of the planet.
definitely a trench, very reminiscent of Death Star trench. Assuming this is the assault on Starkiller Base to try to shut down their super weapon.
Maybe, yeah.
But that's a really cool shot, especially after seeing the poster and seeing like this what looked like a planet, and then getting a shot of a planet with a trench as well. That's really, as far as I'm concerned, that's 100% confirmation of it being Starkiller Base, and Starkiller Base being the one on the poster having the trench with the super weapon on it.
Yeah.
Get a quick shot of stormtroopers running off of a transport, nothing important. Get a quick shot of Rey firing a blaster in the woods, whatever's happening there. Again, instant shot of what looks to be a First Order ship's bridge exploding. You see a little mouse droid down there.
It's funny.
So nice to know those are still around.
It looks old, whatever's blowing up.
It looks
like
a little
the
older,
consoles and stuff.
Like I said, it has a mouse droid on it. You'll see the grate, like in the bottom right, left of the picture. You'll see like the rounded grate shapes that are in grates on old Star Destroyers.
Yeah, it was everywhere on Cloud City. A lot of the floors
it looks,
were there.
even like you said, the panels look like an older design too.
It's just interesting attention to detail.
Yeah,
I think.
You get a quick shot of Leia finally. First time we've seen her.
Yeah. In an official footage from the movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
we saw her in the test footage of her in a costume, but this is
and she was in the behind the scenes footage too.
Yeah, I guess
in
so.
the same costume.
And this is in movie Leia. Han is holding her close as she's like crying.
Very upset about something.
Something either happened or he's about to leave to be part of the battle when she doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Maybe he's going to be part of the battle and it's he's so old and she doesn't want him to go with that thing. Like, we got out of this. I don't want you to be part of this again.
You're so old.
You can't
leave
do
it to the youngins.
And in the background, you see all the resistance troops and X-wing pilots.
It's like there's two people waiting for him, waiting for this to be over.
Waiting for the sadness to end. So that looks like the resistance base we saw before.
Yeah.
And then the final shot of the trailer, which is
so cool.
Just the goosebumps. So you have the shot we've seen of Finn before igniting the blue lightsaber.
Yeah.
Still with that same unsure face.
Yeah.
It then goes a little wider where steps into frame Kylo Ren with the mop top black hair
with no helmet.
With no helmet.
Yeah.
The mop top black hair of Adam Driver.
Right.
Because Mark Hamill cannot have hair like that.
Luke is not the bad guy of this movie.
I don't know why.
He's not Kylo.
In the past week, I've seen so much online of people saying, we haven't seen Luke yet. I bet he's Kylo Ren.
I bet he's in the new Death Star.
Yeah, those people. But no, Kylo Ren is, first off, he's too skinny for that to be Luke. In all the shots that we've seen in the full outfit with the helmet.
Luke is fairly short.
Mark Hamill got a little larger with age. I know he lost some weight for the movie, but he can't have lost that much.
All of us will do.
Yeah, he can't have lost that much for the movie. But that's definitely Adam Driver walking up.
Yeah.
Ignites his badass broadsword lightsaber and does like a jump leap at him. And that whole time, Finn's face goes from that concerned lighting the lightsaber to like,
scared.
Oh my god, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, scared face. He's definitely unsure about this fight.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, obviously it's Kylo Ren. And he used to fight for Kylo Ren. So obviously that's all.
Kylo's saber in that shot just looks so...
It's so pretty.
So cool.
It's so pretty.
It's not clean. It looks so
not at all.
dirty.
I even saw, when I was flipping through to get screenshots, you can even see like tears in the blade.
Yeah.
Like, just like open spots like that would fuse in and out of each other.
Yeah.
It's very crackly.
The energy is very, very dirty. And the more I see it, the more those cross guards just look so cool, I think.
Yeah.
The
hilt of the saber with the cross guard blades on it.
It just looks
they
so
are really cool. And then of course cut to Star Wars The Force Awakens logo.
Beautiful
with
beautiful
the music
score.
and it fades out. So, I mean, we brought up a lot of theories throughout going through the trailer, but one I mentioned a minute ago with Rey over what seems to be a body.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like the same trees that Kylo and Finn are fighting in right here in the last shot of the trailer. I think Finn's defeated. Thank you.
I just showed Tyler, I was just looking online for stuff, and there's a shot of Indiana Jones, running out of the cave where he finds the little idol in Raiders, and instead of the big rock, it's BB-8 rolling.
It's pretty funny.
him.
You should tweet that.
I'll tweet it.
But okay, so my theory of
some visual humor.
Yes, visual humor for the audio medium. You're welcome.
Good job.
So Rey is over that body, and what looks to be the trees in the background look like the same area where Finn and Kylo were fighting.
Mm.
I think Finn is defeated. I mean, he's not killed, I don't think. I just think he's defeated or wounded or something. So I think that's Finn on the ground. And I think this whole time Rey has been reluctant, resistant to whatever force sensitive she is.
Huh.
not wanting to be a part of the lightsaber,
Yeah.
but Finn holding onto the lightsaber. I think Finn gets defeated and she picks up the lightsaber and just turns into a total badass and fights Kylo at the end
That
of the
would
movie.
be interesting.
Because I've talked about it before. I mean, we know that Luke is supposedly on this little island place hiding away from where he shot stuff for the movie.
Ireland.
Yeah.
He's on Ireland.
Yeah, he's on Ireland. No, he's on like that little dangerous island where people got hurt like all the time while they were filming.
Where he almost died. Yeah.
Like I've said before, I think Rey and Chewie, Rey and Finn, if I still think Han Solo dies at some point, but I think they go to find him at the end of the movie. Like I've said before, I don't think Luke is in the movie at all until like the last few minutes of them going to find him after the big climax, and that
Maybe.
being the cliffhanger
Maybe, yeah.
for the episode. So I think Rey finally gets into like, okay, I'm in this now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pursue this, and she goes to find Luke to get the training she needs, to get that master that she needs.
Yeah.
So I really think, I mean, as cool as it looks with Kylo attacking Finn and Finn being unsure as everything about this fight, I think Finn, I don't think he dies, because obviously you wouldn't do that to a brand new character, I don't think. And I think he's already been listed as being in episode 8. Maybe.
Who?
Finn.
Oh.
John Boyega. I think. I'm not certain on that.
Mark Hamill's definitely going to be in episode 8.
Yes. So I think Finn doesn't win this fight. I think something happens to him, either gets knocked out or wounded. I think Rey picks up the mantle of something she's been ignoring, something she's not wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
Then she kind of steps into that main character of being the new Jedi.
Maybe. That's entirely possible, yeah.
Because I really don't think... I think, like we said early
you
on
don't
in the
think-
episode, I
so
think
you don't
Finn
think
knows
that's-
how to use a lightsaber, but I don't think he's the new Jedi.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I think this is all kind of misdirection.
I think it's all leading to Rey.
Though we do see in the trailer, I was texting you earlier this, I was wrong when I was texting you, when it cuts to Finn, walking under the X-Wing where Poe kind of pats him on the
Yeah.
shoulder, that shot, Han's voice is over that.
Yeah,
And
saying
as
the-
soon as it
the
shows
dark side of
him,
the
he
Jedi,
says
it's all real.
he says the Jedi. So I don't know if
Just
that
Jedi
is
in general.
Well, when Han's saying, the dark side, the Jedi, it's all true.
It shows Finn.
When he says the Jedi, it goes to Finn, and he's the focus of that shot.
Maybe.
And then when he says it's all true, it goes to what happens after that? It's something Rey related, right?
Right after the shot of Poe and Finn at the X-Wing, it goes to...
There was something else where he said
Some
it
other
was
stuff.
it's all true.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, with the poster, you have Kylo on the left with a saber, Finn on the right with a saber, Rey in the middle with her staff, not really being a part of either of those factions of light and dark,
Yeah,
kind of in the middle, like neutral ground
yeah,
of not wanting to be, almost like she's not a part of that. But we know, like we've seen, her stunt double is amazing with that staff.
Yeah.
So she's going to be amazing with that staff at some point. So
she's gonna use that staff at some point.
she's gonna use the staff, and if the staff is a lightsaber, like we've, toyed with, awesome. I'm starting to think less that, but more that she doesn't want to pick up the light. She doesn't want to be a part of the lightsaber. She doesn't want to.
Why would
she's
that
not
be the
ready.
case?
She's not ready yet. For whatever reason,
She still thinks she's a nobody.
I think so. Maybe she's
Like it says.
she's not willing. She doesn't think that it's worthwhile for anyone for her to do that. Like, I'm nobody. That's not me. I can't do that. I'm just a girl from the middle of nowhere that scavenges stuff. I can't fight. Type thing.
Yeah.
Which even Luke was kind of like that. Like, I can't do it. I can't be a Jedi. I can't steady my mind type thing.
Right.
I think she's gonna have that same moment of I can't, and then she's there.
And then something.
Finn gets struck down. I don't think he dies, but I think he doesn't win that battle with Kylo at all. And I think she finally picks it up. She holds her own against Kylo somehow. Somehow they get out of that situation, and then I think she goes to find Luke to get like, okay, I'm ready. You have someone to teach now, and I'm willing to be taught.
Maybe the story could very easily go that way.
Because, I mean, again, poster, she's front and center. She's the main character
Yeah.
for the new trilogy.
Yeah. I definitely agree there will be a point where she is kind of put to the test or kind of rises to the occasion, you know?
Yeah.
Becomes who she was destined to be.
Like the farm boy from the middle of nowhere.
Right.
She's the scavenger from the middle of nowhere that never didn't come from anything but is destined to be
exactly
the savior.
The
of
force
universe.
is awakening within
Yeah.
her, and she kind of responds to that. I
Yeah.
think there will be a moment of that
Yeah.
somewhere.
I agree.
It could happen here, you know.
Yeah.
Whether this is at the end of the movie or somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think Finn's gonna die. I think he's probably gonna more take up the new Han character,
Probably the supporting, yeah,
the supporting rogue.
something like that.
Because I
Maybe
still,
share that with Poe a little bit.
I still strongly believe Han's gonna die in this.
That's what I was gonna say. You don't think that's Han or Chewie
I don't know why he would be there.
in that shot with Rey?
Again, it looks like the snow trees in the background. I don't
You
know
can't
why
really
they would
tell.
be
I don't
there.
know. It's
hard-
night
it is hard to
somewhere.
tell. I just don't know why they would be there.
I don't know. Well, I mean, if Han, goes off, to on this
Yeah.
attack against Starkiller Base, he could very well be there. I
Yeah.
mean, if Rey and Finn are there, I mean, it looks like in this shot,
they're somewhere. Yeah.
Finn is going towards the Falcon, so Rey and Finn could be hitching a ride on the Falcon in
That's
this
true.
battle. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we have our theories, and I'm still set with some of them, but it's just I'm needing to update some of them too. Like,
Freaking trailer doesn't answer any
exactly.
questions.
I mean, Rey has that British accent, but Leia has that British accent at the end of the
In
trailer.
some parts, but this is Rey's is straight up
Well,
British. There's
she
no.
is straight up British.
Well, I know, but I'm saying in the movie, like Finn, John Boyega hides his accent pretty well.
Yeah, he has an American accent.
But Rey is, there's no hiding it. She's
No.
straight
But
up British
At the end
accent.
of the trailer, I had a hard time believing that was Leia just from how English accent that was.
The inflection was a little odd if it was Leia.
But
yeah.
Disney Insider, official Disney blog, says it's Leia, so I'm gonna go with that's basically confirmed at this
All
point.
right.
I mean, I'm
What are we,
getting further.
Mythbusters now?
I'm getting further from the thought of Rey being someone's child. I want it to be, but it's harder to piece together at this point.
Yeah.
From what I've seen,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
starting
yeah.
to fall apart a little bit.
Yeah. The Jason, Jaina, Rey, and Kylo
I still
thing.
fully am on board for Kylo to be someone's son.
I think it's a cool idea. I like the
Yes.
idea, but I don't know if it's gonna.
I really
Pan out to
think
be
that
true.
Kylo is either related to Luke, Luke's son, or Han and Leia's son. I mean, heck, in the comic books, Han has his wife.
His wife that we
supposedly.
are just now finding out about.
He says she's not his wife, but she swears by it. So maybe he has an unknown child out there that maybe Rey's a lost Solo.
Yeah, maybe.
But I really want Kylo to have that relationship. I don't think it's as important for Rey to
not be
for
just
the
kind of this
story. I don't
this,
think it's
like-
important for Rey to have that there.
Yeah.
For the story, I think it would be a
If
really
Rey
strong
has this
point
arc
for
that
Kylo
we're
to-
talking about, where she's just kind of a nobody that rises to the occasion, yeah, I think it's important for her to kind of be a nobody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be kind of weird to have Kylo just be just this random bad guy that shows up
Yeah.
with no
I
connection
think
to
it
anyone.
would just make it so much stronger, everything that's happening, for him to be a relation
Right.
of somebody.
I think I mean, he does kind of have the connection of being obsessed with Vader,
Yeah.
but yeah, to give him that other degree of connection, being someone's child or
And my feeling on that too
Related
is
to
we
somebody.
still need a reason for Luke to have left. We need a reason for Luke to be in hiding. He's not
Hmm.
just going to wuss out after defeating the Empire for no reason.
yeah, something happened, something went down
He has to.
for Luke to be a myth at this point.
Yoda went to go hide because of Order 66. Understandable.
Yeah,
Luke defeated the Empire. He's not just going to go hide after that.
right.
There has to be something happen.
Right.
Like I've said before, I think he tries to train Kylo.
And this is,
It doesn't go well, obviously.
we're talking only 30 years between Endor and this movie.
Yeah.
So that's like what, a generation, maybe 2
Yeah.
generations? That's really not that long.
It's not that long, no.
So for Luke to become a myth at this point, something had to happen.
In a short amount of time.
Very
5,
soon
10
after.
years. I mean, which if you look at Kylo, he looks to be in his mid to upper 20s.
Yeah.
That gives that amount of time to start, like if say Han and Leia get together, obviously I don't think there's any option for them not to be together.
Yeah.
Say they have a child real soon after, you know, you've got at least by that kid getting into his lower teens, and something happening in his lower teens for Luke to freak out and leave, if he was training him.
Yeah.
You know, say he's 14, 15.
If we're saying that connection, yeah.
If Luke is trying to train Kylo, he's in his lower mid-teens, 14, 15, something like that, and he goes to the Knights of Ren or goes to the dark side, and that makes Luke unsure of himself, and you know, he feels he's a danger.
Yeah, maybe if it's the
he's
same
a danger to training people.
Yeah.
And then leaves. You know, there has to be a reason for Luke to leave, and I think Kylo is a really strong anchor for that to happen with.
Maybe. Another thing I was going to say too was showing Vader's helmet in the trailer. That Vader dying still seems almost fresh
For Kylo?
Yeah, or at least maybe the Knights of Ren.
Maybe.
If he got the obsession, if he got the obsession from them, or if it was just his own obsession with Vader.
Yeah.
But it still seems fresh, so
it's very important to him.
It's not that it didn't happen that long ago.
Yeah.
So something weird went down with Luke.
Yeah. So I mean, our theories have stayed basically the same, but just some tweaks to them, maybe.
They'll change. I mean, we'll see the movie, and
everything could be off base.
We'll have called some stuff.
I'm definitely less on board with Rey being related to someone.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think it fits with what we've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I definitely think she's the new Jedi. Just from all of this.
Yeah, I think we can agree that, or we can probably all agree on, it's not a Death Star.
Yes.
In the poster.
Look at the description of Starkiller Base on the databank. I'll read it word for word. An ice planet converted into a stronghold of the First Order, and armed with a fiercely destructive new weapon capable of destroying entire star systems. Ice planet, trench,
it's
weapon.
Similar to the Death Star in that it
death planet.
Destroys things.
It's a death planet now. And it can destroy more than just stars at this point.
It's not the new Death Star.
No, people don't need to keep calling it that. It's Starkiller Base. There's official canon of Starkiller Base being a giant weapon, but on a planet. It is a planet that has a weapon on it as part of it.
Yep.
So it's not the Death Star.
No.
We see the Knights of Ren, supposedly. I'm assuming 100% that's the Knights of Ren. Because it's
90%.
Yeah. But we get no information on them. We still don't see really anything inside the First Order. Who all the robed people are up on the platform with General Hux giving a speech.
Yeah.
Nothing with Snoke.
Still don't know anything on Snoke. Really?
Zero. Yeah. No idea what and
the only
why
thing we
and
know
who.
about... We don't know what the relationship is between General Hux and Captain Phasma. Like, how do those guys fit into the organization? Are they the same level? Is one of them in charge of ground troops, one of them not? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely important, but I don't think General Hux is going to be all that involved in the movie, in the plot. He's going to be like the Tarkin character.
Yeah. Well, Tarkin was pretty heavily
And Phasma
involved.
will be like the Boba Fett, like, there and badass, but probably not as involved.
Maybe. Who knows?
But yeah, like we've said, it shows enough to whet our appetite, but answers absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But we have tickets. We have tickets to see it on December 17th at 7 p.m. in full IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
2 months away.
So long.
That's a very long time.
So long. To wait.
If you don't have tickets now to see it opening weekend, good luck. Buy them now because they're probably all going to sell out very soon.
As if you didn't know that already.
Yeah. Don't wait. Just buy them.
So next episode, I'll bring the stupid $5 that I owe you.
Michael owes me $5.
Stupid loss.
I will make sure we tweet a picture of him giving me the $5 for confirmation to the world that he has actually paid his debts.
I said why I thought it was going to be later, right? And I was almost right. I was like 2 days away from being right.
You were...
2 days. 3 days.
The episode comes out on Thursday. The trailer was on Monday.
It was Tuesday. No, yeah, today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
That we're recording.
So you were 3 days off.
3 days.
It was close.
It was close.
But
At least it wasn't that weak.
It wasn't like the day after you made the bet.
Although I was saying like end of October. That's like a week from now.
Yeah. So I mean, at this point, that this is the last anything I think we're gonna get from the movie. There's no more trailers. There's probably not gonna be any more teasers.
Well, if you've seen how they've kind of spaced out these like freak out moments,
They
we
kinda
may have
kept-
another one right before it comes
Maybe,
out.
but they kept calling this like the final one.
Well, I say freak out moment, in quotes.
Teasers.
I think there'll be maybe like a second phase of action figures or toys.
Well, obviously we're
coming up
constantly
before the
getting action
movie.
figures from it.
But something like that.
But
I
even the
think.
action figures that have been spoiled are through December, up to January almost already. Most
Have
of
they
them.
really? Okay.
So I don't know if there's going to be anything new regarding this movie.
I don't know. We've got plenty of other things to go into.
For us and for the podcast, we're probably not going to have much more to say on episode 7 until it comes out.
For Force Awakens, yeah.
Maybe
we'll do
got
some
our
stuff.
theories. If anything else comes up, obviously we'll bring it up and maybe re-edit and bring up more conversation pieces of what we think might happen.
Yeah.
But I think at this point we're going to have to start bringing in some other content, as far as we both still need to read Aftermath. I'm a quarter of the way through it. It's a good book, but I think we definitely should both finish that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay current with the comics. I'm not doing a good job at it, but I'm trying.
I bought the... for some reason, I couldn't get issue 1, but I have issue 2 and 3 of Shattered Empire. Very,
Yeah,
very good.
I need to pick that up tomorrow.
There's a moment in there, I texted you about it, where this like mysterious red cloaked figure with a helmet that has like a black visor that goes all the way over the face. You can't see the face at all. It's just a black visor. He goes and asks to talk with some Imperial admiral alone on the bridge of this Star Destroyer. He confirms the admiral is who he says he is by blood. He takes a blood sample, confirmed, and then the visor, there's like a hollow of the Emperor that's projected onto the visor. Yeah, so this guy's getting, and this is after Endor. This is after
post-mortem message.
Yeah,
from the Emperor.
From the Emperor, but it's like his face, and he's actually saying,
is it like a preloaded message type thing?
Well, I don't know. It has to be, right?
I would assume.
I guess.
Unless he figured out Plagueis' thing and came back as a droid.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I know. Yeah.
But so
Shattered Empire is a 4-issue.
Well,
run.
This thing isn't the Emperor. He is very like a messenger kind of guy.
Messenger thing.
Yeah. Or human. Who knows? It could be a human in just a costume. But some other lieutenant or something comes up to the admiral, and the admiral's telling him, "Hey, we have to go do this." And that's coming from the Emperor himself.
Yeah.
And the lieutenant's like, I thought the Emperor was dead.
Yeah.
And the admiral says, "Stop repeating rebel propaganda or something like that." Yes, I thought it was pretty cool. It's a good series.
Shattered Empire is 4 issues, I think. Is that right?
I don't know. I've got 2 and 3 right now, and there's another one coming out.
I want to say it was just 4.
I don't know if there's going to be more than that or not.
But I know, as far as stuff kind of catching us up to leading up to Force Awakens, the Chewbacca comic has already started coming out.
Yeah, which is supposed to be really good.
It is supposed to be good. The C-3PO comic starts coming out in November, I think.
Okay.
And that's supposed to tell us why he has the red arm.
Yeah.
And then Shattered Empire is kind of filling in some blanks as well.
Yeah.
We've got books. There's more books coming out at some point. I definitely want to start reading some of the books and making note of anything that might be of importance to the upcoming films and canon. But until then, I think we're pretty set on Force Awakens. Other than little tidbits here and there, we're not going to get anything else for another 2 months.
Yeah.
We're going to have to find a lot of stuff to fill content with. To fill up the content buckets.
We're all just content.
Your content.
Well, we've got stuff like I want to talk about like Darth Plagueis a little bit. I had some notes on there that we never really got to. And we can talk more about the First Order.
Yeah.
Talk about Snoke maybe a little more.
Definitely.
I don't know. There's stuff.
I think that's everything for this episode of Hokey Religion. So you can hit us up on Twitter on @Hokey_religion.
Yep.
You can send us an email if you want at hokeyreligion@gmail.com.
Yep.
And of course, if you're listening to this, please rate, review on whatever platform you're using, iTunes or other.
Last week I gave you a review to use, and I haven't seen that anywhere yet.
Yeah, it's not on there yet. So until someone uses that, you're stuck with using that one.
You people. So disappointed.
We actually did get a fan theory in our email,
Sweet.
so I'm gonna play a clip of that real quick to let out a fan theory here.
Okay.
Hey, Hokey Religion. This is Michael from the Unresolved podcast. I have a theory for you guys. It's a little crackpot and very far-fetched, but like any self-respecting nerd, I'd love to get it out there in the universe so that I could claim credit if it is true afterward. But it relates to who I think Finn may be, and how that relates to Luke's disappearance from the galaxy. We don't know much of Finn, except that his name is likely derived from his First Order call sign. You guys have talked in the past about how you think Finn is an orphan raised in the First Order, and I totally buy into that. I think he was raised in the First Order and hasn't known anything else. On a related note, the movie seems to have this message of what happened to Luke Skywalker. He seems to be absent from any of the stuff we've seen so far, and we've only seen one shot of him looking very crazy hermit Obi-Wan-ish. The last pillar of my theory revolves around an idea introduced in the prequel movies. I know what you're thinking, you don't like the prequels, they're big pieces of garbage. I don't disagree with you, but Revenge of the Sith did introduce the Sith Lord Darth Plagueis, who I think is one of the most interesting characters in Star Wars lore. One of Darth Plagueis' most known attributes in the Star Wars universe, and even in the expanded universe, was that he had the ability to create life. So here's my theory. I think that following Return of the Jedi, Luke was wandering the galaxy to try and find out the secrets of the Force and reestablish the Jedi Order. But during these travels, and him getting in touch with the Force, Luke somehow stumbled upon the secret that Darth Plagueis supposedly died with, the ability to create life. And one of the consequences of creating life through the Force leads to, drumroll please, Finn himself. To me, this would explain how Finn finds himself at the center of this galactic struggle, and why he has this giant mental force awakening of types. It would also be a great way for Luke to have some sort of spiritual son without the writers trying to shoehorn in a romance plot for Luke. I also think it would be pretty cool for Kylo, Rey, and Finn to all somehow be descendants of Vader in their own unique way. Obviously, you guys have touched on Rey and Kylo both being siblings and the Jason Jaina of this universe. But I think it would be cool if Finn was also somehow the quote-unquote grandchild of Darth Vader. I think with Kylo Ren's obsession with Vader, that would be like a unique parallel between the two of them. Anyhow, just a thought. Keep up the good work. Love the podcast.
I think it's pretty interesting. I don't know if I fully agree with it, but I definitely think it's a pretty cool idea.
Okay. Send us more of this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. If you have theories or ideas or anything like that, shoot us an email.
If we get a bunch of this stuff, we'll talk about it regularly.
If you have a way to record it like this previous listener, feel free. Obviously, we can't just have an episode full of those, so don't send us too many, and you might not hear it on the next episode if we have too many of them. But
we can
mention
them briefly. Whatever.
But I think that's everything for this episode.
Yep.
So this has been Tyler.
This is Michael.
See ya.
Bye.
Hokey Religion is an ancient weapon. Hokey Religion is an ancient weapon for no match for a good blaster at your side.
That's my favorite part.
Drunk Ewoks.